Alright, welcome back to the channel. Base is gonna look a little different. I reloaded where we ended our last recap video. So this is what our base looked like at that time. As we can see, we just got our little basic starter box. All of our stuff was here inside just this little basic starter. And then we had our atmosphere over here, and our power was still being ran off of just one battery and our solid fuel generator. And then we had just our basic furnace. So let's get loaded back in to our current world, and we'll see how much the base has changed. Alright, so looking at the base now, we can see it's definitely expanded. Over here in the last episode, we got our trading platform set up. So now we can trade if we need anything. We expanded our power storage, so now we have 3 small batteries, 1 large battery. And we still have our backup solid fuel generator here for coal. But the biggest change, I think, was the fuel. So using the fuel generator now, charging our power. And then our atmospherics mainly stayed the same. So we're still doing our oxide here in this crusher, our volatiles here in this crusher, mixing together into fuel in this tank. And then using that fuel to also use the H2 combustor to make water. And then also pulling out the CO2 from there, storing it in this tank to feed into the base. And then we have our water tank here, our nitrogen tank, oxygen tank. And then you can also see that the base has gotten larger now. We expanded our airlock. We have this down here for our cooling for our generator. But let's go inside the base and check it out. But now we have a giant airlock. Pressurizes a lot quicker. We have our suit rack here. We have our oxygen. And all this is doing is just pulling in the oxygen from inside the room. And we also hooked it up to allow oxygen to come in from our tank, as well as CO2, so we can keep the atmosphere in here full of CO2 for our potatoes. Still have our water here, so we expanded out our little 3x3 platform that we had. Now we have a lot more room. The last thing that we did in the last episode was get our wheat and soybean seeds. So in between episodes, I'll be expanding out the farming here so we can start planting those crops. And then, as you can see, our temperature in here is 67. Yeah, 37.9. So we need to expand out our cooling. I'll be doing that between episodes. It'll just be taking one of those radiators that we were using down on the bottom and moving it over here. So very simple. We have our printers here in the middle now. Cool printer back here. We got the stackers added on, and then we have Cows Are Evil, that YouTuber. We have his code here for controlling the printers. So the printer counter from Cows Are Evil here, his code for controlling the number of items we print. And then we have our advanced furnace now. And this is a code that I created. So we have our advanced furnace being controlled by this dial here. So right now it's currently idle. And we just got some pressure in there and a little bit of temperature. And then we have a larger storage area now over here. One thing I'll be doing in between episodes is this cable here. I'll be hooking up and just duplicating those displays out there to be up here. That way we can see our battery charge from inside the base as well. I need to pull this down here. This was left over from when we had the gas fuel generator inside the base. And then the last thing is we have our trade terminal over here. So we have it set up on a area power controller here, so we can control when our satellite dishes are on or off. And we also have it set up we can use these batch writers to set the power being used by our satellites for funding any traders. So I'll shut that back off. So this is our little trade area. Next things we're going to be working on. In between episodes, I'm going to do a lot of mining. As you can see, we're a little low on supplies here. So I'll be doing a bunch of mining off camera, the farming off camera, and then just adding some more radiator to the base off camera. But the next big thing, which will most likely be our next episode, will be, I think, getting everything ready for building out a new base. I'm thinking, let's go look here. So if we go out, especially with the sun still up, instead of building down here in the bottom with all these graders, I'm thinking of doing our new main base up here somewhere. And I'm kind of thinking over here possibly. Just somewhere where we haven't done any mining, so none of the voxels are destroyed. So I'm thinking maybe something over here. And this is all be built out of steel plates, or steel frames, steel walls, all of that. I'm thinking we build it maybe right up over here for our new base. A little far from our old base, so I think we'll build a rover so it's a little easier to transport stuff. Build a rover and then build our new base out over here. I'm trying not to make it just a box, so I think that will be a lot of fun. But that will be coming in the next episode, where we look at seeing what we can build over here. We got kind of like a nice little valley that we can have over here. So we could drive our rover up right there. It'd be nice to have like a nice base tucked away over there, and we can see leave it Saturn there, and then our base will overlook this whole crater field. So I think that would be a lot of fun. And our old base, our current base right now, is tucked away here. So I think having the new base over there would be nice. But that'll be coming in the next episode. I'll have a lot of mining to do. And let's see. So coming back over here, I think we are probably, oh, we got fuel. Yeah, I'm not sure why the generator's not working. Look at that. Oh, the power's still got a relatively high charge. Why? But yeah, I think I will end the recap video here. Let me know what you guys want to see us do, like in the next coming videos, what you would like to see done with the base. This space definitely just a giant box, so our new base, when we construct that, we'll build something that actually looks nice instead of just a glass box. I would do that. And thank you so much for all the views. Let me know what you guys think, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next videos. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.